Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, whatever time it is, wherever you are on God's beautiful earth. I hope you're doing well. I hope you have been doing well since the last time we saw each other, or, well, I guess not even heard each other, because I don't know if you're aware of this, but I can't hear you when you scream at me through the television, correcting me on all the silly gameplay mistakes that I make in all these games. Just kidding, it's all in good fun, right? Um, as always, I am Saved Zillennial, and we are back for another installment of our Minecraft relaxation block. Basically, if you're new around here, I just do a lot of video game content, a lot of stuff like this. This is our Monday time slot, the Minecraft relaxation block. Basically, I'm just sort of like fumbling around here in vanilla Minecraft, kind of just doing like a little homestead. Eventually, I'm going to build out that village and make it like into a nice proper medieval style village. Excuse me, sorry about that. I can't really remember where we left off because it's been a little bit since I played last. So I'm trying to remember what we were doing. I know that the last time we corralled some of these animals, and because we needed some food, we were like desperately starving. And I was trying to farm some animals over here. And I planted some crops. I think basically, oh yeah, we were just kind of messing around with the foundation of our soon-to-be little cabin, the beginning phases of our little homestead, and I'm just trying to figure out what style I'm going for, you know? Like, how am I going to build this thing out? I think that we need to leverage our expectations a little bit because I am not necessarily what anybody would consider a master builder. So I'm trying to figure out... Oh, I think part of the reason why I went over here was to sleep, I think, last episode, and then also to maybe look around at some houses to get some ideas. Because I think worst comes to worst, I could maybe get some, like, rough ideas of some stuff that I want to do, just from kind of, like, studying the houses over here in the village. Let's see here. Try to make my way back. I really need to, like, clear out this little strip of forest and make, like, a nice proper path. All in good time, you know? But yeah, I hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying hydrated. You'll notice that I kind of got right into the gameplay too. That's what I'm trying to do a little bit better with, is just kind of getting right into the gameplay. Sometimes it is appropriate to sort of, you know, do like a longer introduction if there's like some stuff that needs to be discussed, especially with like first episodes in different series and stuff like that. But for today, I think if you found this video, you either kind of know what you're looking at already, or, you know, you're just somebody who wanted to see a little bit of Minecraft gameplay. So either way, like I said, welcome. Glad you could join us. See, I kind of like this kind of style. I like the way that they have like the shutters over the windows. This actually doesn't look too bad. Personally, I think I'm going to substitute the cobblestone with just wood planks. But what are we working with here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 7 wide. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's kind of basically what I did over there, I think. A 7 by 5. That'll give me just like a little room to sleep in, really. I mean, I'm not really looking for anything super crazy yet. And then I can expand whenever I want. I've kind of been thinking about what I'm sort of like, what my checklist is going to be, in the sense of like what are my top priorities, right? Like, am I going to try to like fortify this village a little bit, expand it, maybe start building that wall, maybe do a little bit of mining, maybe just kind of like trying to gather some more resources as far as like livestock goes. I think that's maybe the direction that I'm going to head, is like livestock. Ooh, and then... Ooh, I totally have this idea that I could actually maybe expand it out a little bit further, and instead of 7 by 5, I could do like... Well, we'll go see what I've got, what I am working with over there, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think I've gotten myself enough of a mental picture that I should be able to at least like somewhat faithfully recreate that. And like I said, I'm not really looking for it to be an exact copy. I just couldn't really figure out like what I wanted my starting point to be. So that's kind of where we're at. But yeah, I'm sure if you found this video, you're probably either somebody who's a viewer of the channel who's watched some of my other videos. Glad to see you're back. To all my homies out there, good to see you. Hope you're enjoying the content. You know who you are. You know who I'm talking to. Hope everybody's doing well. Like I said, stay hydrated, get plenty of rest. You know the drill. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I think, yeah, this is 7 by 14. So I might just kind of do the same sort of style, but I do want it to kind of be a bit bigger, so... Or do I? Yeah, I think this is good. I kind of don't really necessarily need it to be... Well, do I want it to be up in the air? No, I already built this whole foundation. Oh yeah, too many options over here. We're kind of running out of daylight though, I think. No, we're about midday. We're doing okay. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what my sort of priority list is going to be on this. If I want to work on the village, if I want to just kind of work on this. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on. Ooh, do I want to? The real question is, because I like the idea of kind of doing like the frame, if you will, with raw wood. So I don't really know, or rather, I guess logs, if you want to be technical. But I don't really know which style of logs I want to use. Probably oak, I think, would be fine. I can kind of see a little bit over there. Okay, I think I kind of know what we're doing here. I think I kind of know what we're doing. Like I said, I am not a master builder, so I hope you don't expect anything too crazy, any uber super duper building techniques, because you're not going to get them from me anyways. And then let's do some spruce planks. Yeah, here we go. Oh, whoops. And then we'll put the door right there. Something that I might do real quick, actually, before we get too crazy into it. If you remember, there is actually like a little mine shaft just right here, which is cool. I'm gonna come in here real quick and grab grab a little bit of cobblestone and some coal. Exactly what I needed. And I'm gonna make some glass real quick. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Are you a glass pane enjoyer or a glass block enjoyer? Personally, I don't really have a preference, but I'm interested. Is there like a great debate amongst Minecrafters as far as the superiority of one type of glass versus another? Holy cow, dude, look at this vein of ore. Or coal, I guess I should say. We are coal miners today. There we go. Holy cow, dude. Personally, I kind of tend to lean a little bit more towards just regular charcoal when it comes to my resources. When it comes to furnaces. I mean, you know, if you can find coal, it's fine. Sorry, give me a second. I'm gonna go see what my dog wants. So unprofessional, but you know, if you've watched my channel a lot, you know this is this is par for the course. Give me just a second. Alrighty, we have returned. I suppose if you are somebody who is new to the channel, if this is your first video that you have watched, or are watching, I suppose, then I guess that's not really a bad way to kind of describe the channel in general. Those of you who have watched my content, either from, you know, the beginning or for any amount of time, even just a few episodes, then I'm sure you're familiar with the way that this kind of goes. It's pretty freeform. I don't do like a tremendous amount of editing. I don't really, you know, edit out stuff like that. Because, you know, this is, we're going for a specific vibe with these style of videos. You know, my kind of my brand of creativity, I guess. It's not really the word I was trying to use, but I totally had a brain fart. But I kind of like to emulate that sort of style, like where, you know, we're just hanging out, you know, you came over for sleepover or whatever. Especially if you're somebody who's seen some of our nostalgia pizza party Friday night videos, you totally know that's kind of where we're at. We have like a sub theme kind of on the channel of like nostalgia content. So we do games like this. Like, I know Minecraft is kind of a weird game because some people probably wouldn't necessarily. I mean, I guess it really just depends on who you ask, right? Some people, if you asked them like, "Oh, is Minecraft a nostalgic video game?" Some people be like, "Oh, absolutely." Some people might be like, "No, like I've been playing it," or like it's, I don't know. It's just weird, right? Like, because it's just such an old game and it's so ubiquitous. There's literally so much out there with it. Some people you might ask, and they might tell you that there's no nostalgic Minecraft except for like beta Minecraft or, you know, whatever, alpha or whatever. You know, taking you back to like 2012, you know, 2013 or whatever, which is a valid opinion for sure. Maybe eventually on the channel, maybe for like a nostalgia pizza party, I can try to find an old version of Minecraft and load it up just for fun. But you know, like I said, the channel kind of has a rough sub theme of like nostalgia content. So if you are new, after this video, you could definitely go and check out some of our other videos. We have, like I just mentioned, the nostalgia pizza party videos. Those are kind of, it's sort of the same kind of deal, where we just kind of play old video games. They don't even necessarily have to be old. Most of them are old. I don't have like a hard cap set on it or anything like that, but I think most of the games that I'm like looking to play, I think most of them are probably at least a decade old by now at this point. And then there's also kind of like a sub theme of the GameCube, because I have an old GameCube console that I'm playing like right now. This is the 9th episode of our Minecraft relaxation block. And we are simultaneously, this week will be the 9th episode of our Nostalgia Pizza Party series. Or, I don't know, it's weird to call it a series because it's not really, it's just kind of the time slot, I guess, or whatever. But we're on the, like, 9th video of that, which we just finished. The 8th video was the finale of our playthrough of Call of Duty Finest Hour. Definitely leave a comment and let me know if you watched through the whole full playthrough of that. That was, I mean, it was fun, but, you know, it was definitely frustrating. Anybody who grew up playing those older games kind of knows, and especially anybody who's picked them up and been able to compare them to, like, contemporary video games, then you know that, like, the older stuff, especially, like, games like Call of Duty Finest Hour, the controls are pretty bad. The graphics and stuff, I mean, the graphics thing is kind of a different issue. I don't know, though. That's kind of a tough one because, like, there are some video games where, like, sure, like, graphics in the sense of, like, quality, like, you know, resolutions or whatever and stuff like that, it's not great. But then, like, art style and, like, art direction is really good. Call of Duty Finest Hour is one of those. They went for the realistic approach, which is fine. But because of that, it kind of has that, like... And this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it has that sort of... it definitely has the 2000s low poly kind of sort of aesthetic to it or whatever. Which, like I said, that's fine. I kind of have this, like, secret obsession with that sort of... I call it PS1 style graphics. That's probably not really, like, an official term or whatever. But that's kind of my... one of my secret enjoyments is that sort of stuff. Especially if you've also been tuning into our Wildcard Wednesdays. That's another time slot of episodes that we do. And we played a few weeks ago, you would have seen our full playthrough of a game called Paratopic, which, oh man, if you haven't checked that out, you should definitely go check that out because that game is super cool. I really enjoyed playing that. And that one kind of has, it's like a modern game, but it has that sort of low poly, like PS1 graphic style aesthetic to it, which I mean, it's just so cool. I went through kind of a phase where I was playing a lot of games like that. There's other ones that I plan on playing on the Wildcard Wednesdays. Like one that you're gonna see here in a while. Depending on when you watch this, it might already be on the channel, so maybe you could probably go check and see. But I want to play this game called No One Lives Under the Lighthouse, which is pretty good. It's that same kind of style of like the real low poly kind of stuff. And it's like a horror / kind of like mystery, psychological, whatever you want to call it kind of game, which is really fun. I bought that game because like a lot of people, I have an obsession with lighthouses, right? Like it's just kind of this like, I've always kind of really enjoyed that like nautical aesthetic. I was raised in a desert, but I was born to be a sailor, right? Even though I'm pretty sure I get seasick. Actually, not really, though. We used to go on, well, it's different, right? Like, obviously, people who are, like, ocean people, ocean files or whatever, are probably going to make fun of me for saying this, but, like, when I was a kid, I used to, when I would go and spend the summers with my dad, we would go to the lake a lot because my dad really liked boats, and that's probably why I kind of have a fascination with water. But obviously, like the ocean to lakes is it's a whole different beast, and I'm aware of that. But then also like my grandparents, like my dad's parents, they had their house was all decorated like with the kind of the nautical theme. There was kind of like this like 70s bled into like 80s sort of like ocean aesthetic for like for people's houses and like bathrooms and stuff. You know what I'm talking about, like little tchotchkes of like lighthouses and boats and stuff, and like paintings of like boats on the sea. My grandparents had a lot of that going on in their house when I grew up, and I would visit them, and it really like I just thought it was the coolest thing. Man, I don't know, what do you guys think? Should I mean, obviously you're not gonna actually have any influence on what I do, but I'm wondering, should I go like raised platform? I think I will. It's not going to be that hard. I just have to add another row. But I came over here so that I could see what I'm doing here. So I'm going to go 5 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's from the actual like ground level. So technically 6. 6, and then the top one is going to be logs for the roof. And then it's just going to be staggered down. Okay. Okay, I see what we're doing here. Nice. The best way, of course, to use reference to build your house is to run back into the village. Don't even keep like a separate window on your computer open with a reference image or anything. Like I said, I'm not a professional. This is just a passion project of mine, this whole channel. So, but I like that. Like I said, it's real freeform, real casual. So if you're into that kind of stuff, I would encourage you to check out some of our other stuff. I think you'll really get into it. Mondays is the Minecraft relaxation blocks. Wednesdays are Wildcard Wednesdays, which kind of have had this sub-theme of like, not explicitly horror, but like, mystery, spooky kind of ambience, that kind of stuff. So let's see. We're going to real quick take this, take that, and then do that, do that. And then, of course, Fridays are the, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Although that actually doesn't look too bad. Actually, I kind of like that. Ooh, I see what we're doing here. Oh, and then I need some stairs. Fridays are our Nostalgia Pizza Party Friday night specials, where we, like I said, we kind of play those aforementioned, not necessarily retro games. I mean, I don't know. You tell me if you think stuff like Skyrim is retro at this point. I don't know if a lot of people would say that it is. I'm sure some people would, though. It's retro for me, right? But yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna kind of... Oh man, should I? You know what? I think I might spoil it for you here, since you are a viewer of the Relaxation block. Hopefully you're somebody who watches all the videos, so if you are, I'm going to spoil it for you. This is something I've never done before, but I'm going to give you a little sneak preview, and by that I just mean I'm going to tell you what our video is going to be for this week's Nostalgia Pizza Party, but we're actually going to do... I didn't like that. That was not good. We're going to actually be playing a little bit of Skyrim this Friday. I figured that would be a decent sort of... Oh, I don't really like that, though. Ooh. Actually, it's not bad. I'm just going to leave it, and we'll just kind of see. But anyway, yeah, this Friday we're actually going to be playing some Skyrim. If you've tuned into some of our other presentations, then you'll have heard me mention that I have this like really specific sort of idea when it comes to doing yeah, I'm gonna build a freaking dirt I'm gonna build a little dirt cabin to sleep in. That is happening. It ain't gonna look pretty. Just enjoy the ambience, the music. That beautiful sunrise. Does it get any better than that? Sorry, I totally lost track of my train of thought. If you're somebody who has listened or watched some of the other presentations, then you'll know that and again, I'm going to lose my train of thought because 1, 2, 3, it was 6, right? 6 up from the top. Oh, it's going to be so embarrassing if I have to go all the way back. 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm going to, just to see. Yeah, if you're somebody who's watched some of my other presentations, you know that I kind of have basically like three different ideas in mind for the kind of content that I'm going to be doing as far as like the different projects on like Wildcard Wednesdays and Nostalgia Pizza Parties. There's the full playthroughs, which sometimes obviously like if you watched Paratopic, that full playthrough, that game's only like an hour long. So that full playthrough was one video. So that's kind of in a category of its own. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excuse me. Yes, I was correct. So there's the full playthroughs, you know, basically just kind of going for it, like what we did with Call of Duty Finest Hour. But then there's also the concept of doing just sort of like one-off kind of specials on different video games, stuff that, you know, where it's like, I don't necessarily feel like it's necessary. Oh, geez. That's proper grammar, right? I don't feel as though it's necessary to do a full playthrough, and I don't really think it's going to be like that interesting to do that, but I still want to kind of do something with it, so it'll probably be like one video for it, or maybe two. That's kind of something that I've been thinking about. And then also, I have an idea of doing sort of the middle ground between like a full playthrough versus a one-off video, right? And let me see if I can't explain that. So basically, like if you're somebody who watched the Call of Duty Finest Hour, that's a full playthrough, right? Pretty self-explanatory. And then of course, if you're somebody who watched something like Paratopic, that's just a one episode sort of special, even though it was a full episode. But then I want to do something with video games like Skyrim, stuff like Skyrim, maybe stuff like Fallout, 3 and New Vegas, Oblivion, Morrowind, Dark Souls, the original Dark Souls game, and maybe even the sequel. But I have this idea of doing these formats for those kinds of video games where it's like, you know, I release it like one episode at a time. So I'll like release an episode of me doing like some gameplay in Skyrim. I'll release one, then go and do like some other stuff, and then eventually like later on kind of come back to it, like not in any specific order. Because the thing about like a game like Skyrim, I just feel like it's so hard to be able to do it justice with 1 or 2 videos. It's totally something that deserves like a pretty fair bit of content, in my opinion, right? And but at the same time, like what would a full playthrough of Skyrim look like, do you think? You know, like you could maybe do like what some people consider the main quest line. Like obviously people's opinions differ on what is the main quest line of Skyrim, right? And people can have debates on that. You know, what you think is the main quest line. But I think most people, especially people like me who played it like in the beginning, I think you could probably agree with me that it's fair to say that like the main quest line with like Alduin and, you know, stuff like that, like that's pretty much like the main quest line, in that sense, right? We're not here to discuss Skyrim lore, but like I could do something like that where I just basically like go through and do that quest line, which would be fun, but like part of the fun, or like with a game like Fallout 3, you know, spoiler alert, the game's been out for over 10 years, but like Fallout 3, you know, you're looking for your missing dad or whatever. So I could do something with that. And that would be fine. But like at the same time, it's like, I don't know, these games to me just feel like they deserve a little bit more than just that. Do you know what I mean? Because there's just so much content with those games. Part of the reason people play those is because there's so many side quests you can do, and just you could really get lost in those games and just really immerse yourself in them, right? And so I have this idea for a format with games like Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind, whatever, and even like games like Dark Souls, where I would want to do like a full playthrough, but not necessarily like all in one go, like. Because the thing is, I learned, you know, life is a learning experience, and especially like being a content creator, I'm learning different lessons when it comes to stuff like formatting and stuff like that. And, you know, I don't necessarily think it's bad. Like the stuff like the Call of Duty Finest Hour, like that was fun to do. But gosh, it took a while, right? 8 episodes. And so there is part of me that maybe wants to do like maybe stagger stuff a little bit, you know, so instead of just doing like a marathon, like, you know, 2 months straight of just one game for the nostalgia pizza parties, you know, I could break up the playthroughs and stuff like that. Oh, I totally messed that up. No, that's all right. We'll just roll with it. Break up the playthroughs, you know, like I said, I'm just kind of experimenting with different formats and stuff like that. And so, you know, it's an ever-changing, ever-evolving landscape around here. My timer tells me that we're pretty much just about at like half an hour. I think I'm going to go a little bit longer. I want you to at least watch me. I don't know. Well, we'll see. I'm just going to keep going because why not? At least for another like 5 or 10 minutes. But suffice it to say, I have this idea of that sort of like format where it's like we'll load up a fresh game, we'll load up a new character in Skyrim, and then we'll play for like maybe an hour, probably like an hour and a half. And then we'll leave that, maybe go do like some one-off stuff with another game, maybe start up a character in like another game, like, you know, Fallout or whatever. You know, and then just kind of bounce around a little bit. Because part of the whole like thing about the nostalgia pizza party, like if you're somebody who's sort of like picking up on the theme of that, which, you know, I haven't necessarily made it a big secret, but like the whole purpose of that is to sort of emulate, you know, what we did as kids, you know, going over to each other's houses and, you know, playing video games and stuff and just kind of hanging out. And I feel like that sort of like disconnected, kind of just like, you know, playing whatever. Because like, again, you know, this channel is just a passion project of mine. So realistically, I'm just gonna kind of play whatever I want, and you know, it's gonna be fine. But I don't know. Suffice to say, we're experimenting with different formats, and that's going to be your sneak preview for this week's Nostalgia Pizza Party. Is we're gonna load up a brand new character in Skyrim, and then just kind of play for a while, and you know, see what we can accomplish. And then later on down the line, we'll probably come back to that character. But that's kind of like, I guess, you know, the shorthand. Oh my gosh, the Reader's Digest explanation of what I just spent like 20 minutes trying to tell you is we're basically just gonna have certain games where, because like, yeah, like I said, you could do like, you know, main quest line Skyrim and make that like a quote unquote full playthrough. But I prefer to kind of keep a game like that open ended and not necessarily like strawman myself into saying like, okay, well, you know, we're only gonna do this much in Skyrim and that's going to be it, because that's kind of boring, right? Because a lot of the fun of those open world RPGs is being able to do so much random stuff. So I like the idea of sort of leaving that open-ended and saying like, yeah, you know, we are going to do, you know, a bunch of videos on this game, but not in any sort of like specific time frame, not in any specific like with any specific goal in mind. It's just going to kind of be like, you know, super casual, right? But then we are, like I said, we're still going to do like the full playthroughs of different games that actually have like full playthroughs to do, because like a game like Dark Souls, obviously that is, you know, it's a full playthrough game. So there still will be that. And then of course like the one-off specials for games that, yeah, they might have technically like a full playthrough or whatever. But it's not necessarily a game that I'm interested in doing a full playthrough. I just kind of, you know, maybe want to do like one episode to kind of highlight it. So those are kind of the three formats that I'm like messing around with when it comes to the different videos. And yeah, there you go. You got a little sneak preview of what we're doing for this week's Nostalgia Pizza Party. But with that, I've already taken up a few extra minutes of your time. Usually these Minecraft relaxation videos are about 30 minutes. So I won't take up any more of your time, but look at that. We're already off to a pretty good start with our little cabin. I like that, you know. That looks pretty good, actually. So yeah, don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed my rambling diatribes. And then if you would be so kind, you know, you could perhaps maybe follow the channel, you know, if you want to. That way you can just check out a lot of our other stuff that we do. There's also the notification icon if you want to stay up to date and get notified of different videos that we release. Because like I said, we do a lot. You know, we got 3 videos a week coming out. I'm going to basically be doing it like that until it's unsustainable. But yeah, if you enjoyed just hanging out and having a relaxing, you know, little half hour in Minecraft, definitely consider sticking around. Definitely if you're somebody who's into like thrilling sort of like stuff. Right now we're currently, this week we're going to be continuing and I think maybe finishing our playthrough of Firewatch on Wildcard Wednesdays, which has been a really fun game. And then also, like I said, this Friday Nostalgia Pizza Party, we're going to be doing Skyrim. I'm going to try to get as close to like vanilla Skyrim as possible. Obviously, I'm just going to be playing whatever version I have on my Xbox One. And I know that they have a lot of like, nowadays they have like creator content or whatever, creation club content that they kind of like preload into the games. Just short of like going and buying like an original copy of Skyrim for the 360, which I don't have. At least I don't think I have. No, I don't have. I was looking at my game shelf over there. I do not, in fact, have an original 360 version of Skyrim. But just short of like going and actually buying like an old school version, I'm gonna try to get as close to vanilla as I can. Maybe look into that. And so it's gonna be, you know, it might not necessarily be the version that came out in 2011, but you know, it's gonna be as close to that as I can feasibly get. And I think that the concept will still be there. You know. Like I said, it's casual. We're not like, I'm not trying to make it a gimmick of just like, oh, he plays vanilla games, because that's what I'm doing for this you know, episode. That's just kind of like, you know, just kind of one of those things. But anyways, I went on another diatribe and stole another few minutes of your time. So I will leave you with that. I'm going to come and go to sleep. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Hope you get plenty of sleep. Eat a good meal. And hopefully we'll catch you on our next episode. Have a good rest of your day.